Hello, welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. Coming at you here from Hulsebus Rockford Chiropractic Clinic. I'm Dr. Brian Hulsebus, chiropractor, and our goal now is to start coming at you every Tuesday instead of every Monday. As the summer comes along, we make some changes. We're making some changes, so I'm going to come at you now every Tuesday instead of every Monday. So this segment is called Ask the Chiropractor. This is designed in case you have a question about chiropractic and you wanted to get it answered. All too often, we see different media press come out and they have questions about chiropractic, and they always tell you to check with your family doctor or physician before going to the chiropractor. And I'm here to tell you that they do not understand or know chiropractic. So if you want to ask a question about chiropractic, ask a chiropractor. And so we have this set up here so people can ask us questions and find out why. People would go to a chiropractor if chiropractic care might be able to help them. So if you have a question, please submit it below. Send us a message at rockforddc.com. Or like I said, leave a post below. We'll get back to you and answer your question. So let's go to the question this week. Again, we were asked about children care in chiropractic. Why would children need to go to a chiropractor? Do kids come see you? Why would a kid come to see you? And should my kid come see you? Well, let me start off by saying that children care in a chiropractic has always been interesting to me because the insurance companies often say kids do not need to go to a chiropractor, as if kids never have falls or spills or hurt themselves or a crash. I know when I was a kid, we lived at the bottom of a big hill, and I would often crash my bicycle coming down the hill. You flip over the handlebars. Plus, we had a great big half-pipe skateboard in our front yard, right? So we'd always be skateboarding up and down, and falling, hurting ourselves all the time. So I was lucky my dad's a chiropractor, so we could adjust that for those long, crazy falls. And a lot of times our friends would tag along, and you could see the jealousy in their eyes that they weren't getting seen also. But yeah, kids and chiropractic go hand in hand. I just talked a little bit there about the physical stress of outdoor activities. The three things that lead you to chiropractic care, Dr. Palmer always said from Palmer College, that is chemical, physical, and emotional. So we got the physical part, skateboarding, and I know chemical is bad, right? These kids go to a restaurant, the kids' meals aren't always the healthiest items, are they? And kids love their sweets and their treats, and I look at the school lunches sometimes. I just wonder, I'm like, that's nothing there healthy at all. You need to get these kids healthy foods. Where are the salad bars at? And last, we talk about the emotional stress. We all know that kids carry emotional stress. Unfortunately, some kids go through some really tough emotional times and act out on it really badly. So we know that all kids have all three issues that lead people to need chiropractic care: chemical, physical, and emotional. So yeah, kids definitely need chiropractic care. And what do we do for kids that's different than adults? Well, let's start off with the itty bitty ones. Let's start off with the newborn babies. Yeah, we take care of newborn babies. When I hurt my arm back in 2014, I took a whole series of courses through different programs and learned more about adjusting newborn babies. Because you see, newborn babies, they don't walk around like adults. They don't have muscle tone. Their bones are still growing. So we have to use a whole different process to take care of them. And it's very safe. It's very effective. And it's really interesting how it works because we can't watch how they walk. We can't see how they carry their posture because they can't hold their heads up. So we can't see their posture. So we have a whole different examinations of finding ways to take care of kids. It's totally different from an adult. And when we go to adjust the kid, we don't adjust them like, you see right here, I take care of the ice hogs here. We don't adjust them like hockey players, not at all. We take our time, we find the spots, and we often put our finger on the spot and we'll apply a steady pressure. It's called a sustained contact. We apply that steady pressure, and eventually that little vertebrae will move into place without us having to literally thrust into it. We don't have to thrust into a newborn baby. They don't have the muscle tone or the history of walking around with it for 20 years to fight back against us, right? Because they're newborn babies. Then as a child grows, the adjustment gets to be more and more like a normal adult adjustment. There's all kinds of things we have to take into account as they age, and we're all trained that during chiropractic school. I said I took extra classes. But, we all trained that going through chiropractic school. I get to learn from one of the best, Maxine McMullen, before she passed away. She's one of my teachers. And when I was a baby, I was getting adjusted at school myself because my dad was at school still. So he would bring me in after I was born, and the professors would adjust me at Palmer College. So there's been a long, long history of taking care of kids. So we take care of kids all the time. Now, why do we see kids? Well, when they're little babies, I always say if they're not filling the diaper up, if they're not sleeping good or they're colicky, we do really good things for those things. We've gotten really great results. We don't adjust colic, we don't adjust constipation, and we don't adjust inability to sleep. But when we give chiropractic adjustments and we take off some of the stress from the spine, we find that those things clear up on their own and go away. So if you had a question about that, feel free to reach out to us about your child specifically. Now, as the kids get older, why do we see them? Well, one thing that we do a lot of is we do concussion protocols. Well, we take X-rays of their neck to see what their neck looks like before the sporting season starts. So that way, when the season occurs, and if they should get injured, then we have a baseline to go back to see what they looked like before they were injured. So we do a lot of those cervical X-rays just to take a good look at the kids. So if you're a mom or a dad and you have a child getting ready to play a sport and you're worried about the head injury stuff, come in and see the chiropractor. Get a good baseline X-ray first, so we know it's safe to go back. And I know everybody worries about the contact sports like football and hockey, but I'll tell you, after all these years, the one I see that's the worst is cheerleading. Those cheerleaders get dropped all the time, and they get hurt all the time, and they're flipping, they're going full speed. And then the sport with the number one, the most concussions, maybe not the most violent, but the highest number of concussions is actually girls soccer. I was always surprised to hear that. But I think about hitting the ball, and then collisions too, right? They just run into each other sometimes. I know I was playing hockey here in Rockford for adults, and they said there's no checking, but there's lots of bad skaters. So, we check out the kids for that kind of stuff. We establish baselines. Now, when else would a kid come see us? Well, at the same time you would come see us. If they fall hard, they take a hard crash, or they're not performing right, and also just not being themselves, and they seem out of whack. Come on in. Let's take a look at them. As moms and dads, we trust your judgment in these kids more than anything else. We also do a lot of stuff for kids that aren't sleeping right. We do things for kids that are having digestive issues. Today a lot of kids have digestion issues, so we study that stuff pretty heavily, and we see whether or not chiropractic can play a role in the healing process. We also give advice. One of my things I tell a lot of the new moms, if you ever go to the pediatrician office and you want a difference of opinion or hear a different way or a different approach, stop by us on the way home, talk to us. We'll be happy to sit down and tell you what we know about it. I always talk about a plant that's withering and dying. You can look at that plant that's withering and dying, and you can figure out what kind of medicine that plant needs to live and survive. Or you can find out that plant needs more water and sunshine. So as chiropractors, we're trained to look for the water and the sunshine in the plant, not the medicine. So if you're having a kid with all kinds of different issues, come see us. Attention deficit disorder, we've done great things with those. You start adjusting the upper neck up here to C1, C2. You take the pressure off the brainstem. You remove that pressure off the brainstem. Now the signals are going in and out of the head from the spinal cord. They do better, and the kid behaves a little better. And we see a reduction of the stress in the midbrain, so the kid can calm down. So we see these things all the time. So if you have a question about whether or not chiropractic can help you or your kid, or if there's some reason to come see a kid, let us know. And we know a lot of insurance companies don't believe a child needs chiropractic care. They say, how can a kid need chiropractic care? I tell them go to YouTube and watch some of the videos and answer your own question. I even had a kid one time that was 15, got involved in a motor vehicle accident with mom. He said, you can't get a kid hurt in a motor vehicle accident. And I don't understand any of that. So we're going to work around that. We're going to work with you. We're willing to fight with you. We're willing to get the care that you need for the kids that need the care. So go ahead and reach out to us. Like I said, if you think that chiropractic care might help your kid, or if you've been running around in circles trying to find answers and you can't get any decent answers on this stuff, reach out to us. We might be able to find you some answers and solutions to some of these problems. And, we're not afraid to refer out, too. We've got a lot of friends in Rockford, a lot of medical doctors and other healthcare providers, occupational therapists, stuff like that we work with. I recently referred another kid to an occupational therapist that was having sensory integration problems. Sensory integration issues is when you're an infant, you have certain infantile reflexes, and as you age, you mature out of those. But for some reason you don't, an occupational therapist will work with you to get you past these neurological speed bumps that can slow down your development. And I know for a fact that my kid's pediatrician told me he doesn't believe in occupational therapy. And, I said, well, and in sensory integration training, I said, well, that's not your avenue of expertise. I called a bunch of sensory integration people, occupational therapists, and I worked with them. So if you got questions on these things or anything else like this, we can help you. Whether or not chiropractic can help you, let us know. If you go to chiropractic.org, chiropractic.org, you'll see the International Chiropractic Association. From there, you'll see a link to the pediatric department. Their pediatric department produces constant research on kids and stuff like that. So if you're a nerd like me and you need the research first before you do something, man, there's tons of it right there. So go to the chiropractic.org, the International Chiropractic Association. You'll see links to the pediatric department right there. You'll see all the science you want to see and all the research papers you can possibly shake a stick at. So I hope I answered some questions about children's care and chiropractic. If you have anything else you'd like to know, let us know. Reach out to us. Leave a question below. Again, this is Dr. Brian Holsabus, chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois, proud member of the International Chiropractic Association. proud member of the Pro Hockey Player Chiropractic Society, proud alumni of Palmer College of Chiropractic. So if you have any questions like that, we can answer for you. Go ahead and leave them below. Send me a message, reach out. We'll be happy to hear from you. Other than that, stay healthy, stay strong. And if you need anything, we're here for you. Thanks, everybody.